Well, hello, my YouTube friends. So, with the Iranians and the Israelis going at it, lobbing missiles and air attacks at each other, and possible U.S. involvement on the horizon, I want to take a minute to talk about Iran. And the things I'm going to talk about, I remember because I was alive and old enough to remember them. I'm high school class of 1982. Maybe I was just a kid, but I remember them as they were being reported at the time. I remember when the Iranians took over the U.S. embassy and held our people hostage, apparently trying to get us to return the Shah of Iran that they had just overthrown, and he fled for his life. So we tried to rescue our citizens. The mission was called Operation Eagle Claw. It was a failure. It resulted in 8 dead servicemen. Now, we didn't have to try that. We chose to. It's not the Iranians' fault that our aircraft collided, but our aircraft wouldn't have been there had they not been holding our people hostage. So you can share blame for that, for there's 8 dead Americans right there. And then the Lebanese Civil War of the late 79s and early 1980s. Iran was, of course, involved in that, and Iran has been supplying weapons and involved in all the conflicts in that region since at least 1979, since the current regime took power. Now, we had some Marines there, a peacekeeping force. You may remember the Beirut Marine barracks attack, one of the largest non-nuclear blasts at the time, killed 240 some Marines and some French also, I believe. Apparently, Caspar Weinberger said that they don't know who did it. Other people have said Iranian fingerprints were all over that. Then the Iran-Iraq war, and of course, that's disrupting the region, and now Iran and Iraq are attacking each other's shipping and trying to prevent boat traffic, shipping traffic in the Persian Gulf, and now America's trying to keep the flow of oil, and we're escorting tankers, so all our people are now in the way. There was a U.S. frigate, the Samuel B. Roberts, that hit a mine. I'm not sure how many people, if any, perished on that one. Then, of course, our USS Vincennes accidentally shot down Iran Air Flight 655, killing 290 Iranians. Those people didn't need to die. There didn't need to be those types of hostilities in that open water, except for these Iran and Iraq fighting each other and then shooting at other people, trying to prevent shipping traffic. Then our USS Stark got hit by an Exocet missile, 37 sailors killed because we were over there, because we were trying to keep the flow of oil going, because these idiots were shooting at each other, Iran and Iraq. I also remember being reported that Iran used their own kids. They would give them a plastic key to heaven, and then they would send them just out, and they would clear minefields with their feet. Just, no, I wasn't there. No, I didn't see it with my own eyes, but it was reported. And yes, I know the major media lies all the time. If that's true or not, I don't know, but it was reported. Iran, it's since then labeled a state sponsor of terrorism. They've been supplying Hamas, Hezbollah, Fatah, the PLO with weapons as long as those organizations have existed. When we had people in Iraq and that whole weapons of mass destruction, even I knew that was false, because the Operation Desert Storm, and then after that ended, we had no fly zones, and nothing could move there without us knowing it. So we have been bombing them for years, off and on. The Monica missiles that that Bill Clinton dropped, every time Monica was in the news, he would start bombing Iraq. So I knew, everyone knew there was no weapons of mass destruction. So we know that we get lied to by our own government. Now, does Iran now have the ability to build nuclear weapons? I don't know. I'm not there. But they had, until now, a better chance of it than Iraq did because we haven't been bombing them. They haven't been absorbing any military hits until this week. So they have been able to work unhindered. Now, how close they are, I don't know. That I don't know. But what they would do if they were able to achieve a nuclear device, I don't know. No one knows. And do I care right now if they're getting bombed? Not really. I mean, history is going to unfold as it unfolds. Prophecy will be fulfilled. Whatever's going to happen there is going to happen whether I like it or not. So I have that attitude about it. And because of the destruction that the Iranians have wrought throughout that region, and that so many people have died that didn't need to die, so many needless deaths for so many years running, I don't care. I don't care if the Iranian leadership is running from a steel rain right now. It doesn't bother me at all. I was not hoping for it. I would prefer to avoid it, but if it happens, I can't stop it. I didn't cause it, and I don't care if it happens. We're all going to get what we have coming to us, them and me, and all of us. We're all going to stand before the judgment seat of Christ sooner or later. But in the meantime, I don't really care what happens if they bomb the Iranian leadership. It doesn't bother me a bit. All right, my friends, you have a good day.